Hey guys, we are going to start talking about our next unit. Before that, I want to make sure I go over with you on the agenda that we are coming to a close with the unit with the six kingdoms and cells. Now, what I want to go over with you is there's a post-PI review on Wednesday for Unit 9, and then moving into next week, there is a post-PI review on Monday. The post-PI for Unit 9, I'm moving to next week, Tuesday, May 4th, and with the reflection for the unit, because I want to make sure I intro you to everything that you're going to need to have for your end of the year project, your last major grade. And on Monday, we meet with Miss Sheffield in the library. So, yeah, so we'll have to do the post-PI on Tuesday. So just giving you a heads up, so make sure you do the review game and review it because it is very important. So with that being said, we're going to move into today talking about the biomes of the world and your project that you will do. What I wanted to go over with you is that when we talk about biomes, and it's going to be in this video, when we say biomes, they're like big sections all over the world that have ecosystems within them. So in the marine biome, you possibly could have the coral reef, which is an ecosystem, etc. In the tundra biome, you're going to have more along the lines of like the polar caps, which like little penguins and stuff, and more so areas that are just freezing without all the snow, kind of like moose and stuff, like the North Poles. We're going to go over the different biomes and we're going to talk about your project. So, what I want to tell you what to do first is you're going to go to this website and I'm going to open a new window to kind of do it with you. You're going to open a new Chrome window or a new tab, whatever, and go ahead and type in the website Book Creator. Okay. On Book Creator, you're going to click it and you are going to select Sign into Book Creator. On your end, because your computers are a little smaller than mine, some of you it may want you to click the green button in the corner and make this website full screen in order to use it. Others of you will just log in. So you'll click in login with Google, okay? And I am not going to continue with that, but you'd click your email to log in and whatnot. So that's that, okay? So you'll log in. I'm going to get out of here and go to my end. So on my end, when you log in, and I'm going to get out of this period I was in. On my end, I have all the classes. So, for example, this video is mainly for my 5th, 6th, and 7th because I had to leave early today. But if you're in like period 4 or 3 or 1 and you want to rewatch this, go ahead. I'll go ahead and post even these 3 classes codes on my agenda. But so you guys can have them. But 5th, 6th, and 7th, it will ask you to join a class. And if I go to my agenda for today, all the codes for your classes are right here. Like I have 5th period and then 6th periods code. Make sure you join the right class, okay? So if you're in 6th period, you join here. And then if you're in 7th period, you join here, okay? When you join, you'll, for example, like if you're in 5th period, when you join, you'll have a book that pops up and it'll be just like this. So you want to make sure that you don't touch my master copy. It says don't touch. What you're going to do is click here and then click copy book, okay? This is going to be an example. I believe I have all the classes on my end, but you're just going to have your classes option available since you enter the code for that class. So then you'll just like click on 5th period, it'll open up a copy, okay? So within this copy, it says copy of the master copy. You're gonna delete that and just put your name. So my name is Melissa Mass. So that'll be my copy now. It takes a moment to load, so don't freak out. You can even see the 3 dots in the middle, it's loading. Then you have yours, okay? So if you click on the edit button, it'll be here. And what I want to let you know with this project, we're going to talk more about this on Wednesday. Okay, but I wanted to get you set up so you know what Miss Sheffield's talking about. When I was younger and when Coach Evers were younger, there were popular books at the zoos called zoo books, and you could order them as well. They were so popular. They were on commercials like on Nickelodeon, all that stuff. Um, and Miss Sheffield's going to show you all about zoo books on Monday in the library and different websites you could use, okay? But you're going to keep this zoo book. Someone asked me in first period, can I change the colors? Not on the zoo book, but you can get rid of these like templates. I just made you a template for the book for kids that need extra guidance. If you want to change it up, you go for it. But preferably on the cover, the pictures should be over here. So like you put any pictures you want from like the biomes you're using, okay? Um, Also, it even prompts you to do a title of the book, your name, a background image, etc. You're going to be doing 4 different biomes, um, possibly 3. I haven't made that call yet, but you're going to be doing some biomes. And the first biome, you put the name here that you pick, and I'll have a list of them so you can pick 3 from the list. You'll tell me about like where it is in the world and like where it's located, the climate there, and you need at least 3 pictures. You can totally redesign the pages. I just have a template there for mainly for kids who need that extra guidance. So, on this next page will tell me about the animals there. So it asks you to tell me like a list of the decomposers, omnivores, and heterotrophs. I would prefer if you change the titles a bit, or at least kind of change up the fonts and make it nicer. But it's just a template again. Then plants, same thing with plants. Then you move on to the abiotic factors. We will go over this in a minute, but abiotic factors are non-living parts of that biome. And then we have biotic factors, which are the living parts of that biome. So that'll be it for the first biome. Then you move on to the second biome and you do the same thing. Again, you can change like the fonts, everything about this. I'm just prompting you that you need on, like, for example, this page, you need 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures, okay? So we're gonna watch this video kind of introing you to the different biomes and what the difference of a biome and an ecosystem is. Remember, biome is larger sections and an ecosystem is the smaller areas, how the animals really interact within that biome. So please pay attention to this video and start thinking about maybe some of the biomes, 3 of them, that you may want to do, all right? One thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that kids in the past, when they picked grassland, they kind of confused them. There's 2 types of grasslands. There's the grassland, which is the savanna, kind of like Lion King-esque. And then there's the grassland, which is like areas in Texas per se. That's more along the lines of the prairie, where you might have like prairie dogs and raccoons or armadillo or something, okay? So here's this video.
Every plant and animal on Earth depends on other living organisms to survive. How these living things interact with the sun, air, water, and each other is called an ecosystem. Inside an ecosystem, the organisms work together to establish a balance that allows all of its members to thrive. When we talk about biomes, we mean a large group of similar ecosystems. All areas in a biome have similar plants, animals, and weather. There are many different biomes on planet Earth, both on land and in the water. Let's explore some of the many biomes on planet Earth. First, let's visit the marine biome. The marine biome is made mostly of the saltwater oceans and is the largest biome on Earth. It covers about 70% of the Earth's surface and is home to more than 230,000 known species. Animals that live in the marine biome include fish, sharks, octopus, seahorses, dolphins, manatees, seals, and whales, among many others. The blue whale, believed to be the largest animal that has ever lived on the earth, lives in the marine biome. Thousands of plant species live in the ocean too. Ocean plants are extremely important because they provide more than half of the oxygen on Earth. That's more than every forest in the world. Algae, kelp, seaweed, and even tiny phytoplankton all live and grow in the ocean. There are many separate biomes within the ocean, based on changes to the temperature, nutrients, and amount of sunlight in the water. One special type of marine biome is a coral reef. Coral reefs are only small areas in the ocean, but about 25% of known marine species live there. They are built up over thousands of years by tiny animals called polyps. The polyps have a limestone skeleton, and as one generation of polyps die, the next generation grows on top of them, making the coral reef gradually bigger and bigger. Polyps depend on energy from algae that lives inside of them to survive. Since algae is a plant, they need sunlight to create food. That is why coral reefs are only found in warm, sunny water. Reefs provide food and shelter for many species, but they are vulnerable to destruction by pollution and overfishing by humans. The last type of aquatic biome we will visit is the freshwater biome. Unlike the marine biome, which is filled with salt water, freshwater biomes are filled with water that has very low levels of salt. For the most part, animals that can survive in salt water cannot survive in freshwater, and animals that can survive in freshwater cannot survive in salt water. Animals that live in or around freshwater biomes include fish, frogs, alligators, snakes, otters, turtles, and beavers. There are three main types of freshwater biomes. They are ponds and lakes, which have still water, streams and rivers, which have moving water, and wetlands, which are a combination of land and water. Let's move on to land biomes. First, we're going to visit the polar regions. The polar ice caps in the Arctic and Antarctic are harsh places to live. Plants cannot grow on the ice, so most life in this biome is animal. By living at the edges of the ice caps, the animals that survive there are able to find food in the ocean. Fish mostly, or smaller animals. The South Pole is mostly populated by penguins. Seabirds like albatrosses, petrels, and gulls may also nest or visit there, and whales and seals thrive in the waters off the coast. At the North Pole, you might find polar bears, as well as water-going mammals like seals, walruses, and whales. Their thick layers of fur or fat help to insulate them against the freezing cold. South of the Arctic lies the tundra. The tundra is cold, an average of only 18 degrees Fahrenheit or -7 degrees Celsius. There are only two seasons here, a long dark winter and a short summer. Because it is so close to the North Pole, during the winter the nights become longer and longer until the sun doesn't rise at all. The situation is reversed in summer. Days become longer until the sun stays up all day and all night. Beneath a thin layer of topsoil, the ground is permanently frozen, even during the summer, when temperatures may reach 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. This is called permafrost. There are few nutrients here to sustain plants or animals. There are no trees. The growing season is too short. Plant life in the tundra consists of moss and grasses, or small shrubs. There are still animals to be found in the tundra. Arctic foxes and hares, snowy owls, muskox, and caribou are just some of the animals that live there. Still farther south lie the forests. At colder latitudes, forests are dominated by evergreen.
Okay, what I wanted to point out to you guys is your last big standard of the year is talking about the abiotic and biotic factors of each biome. That's what you're going to be doing in your project outside of listing like animals and plants and whatnot in the climate. You're going to be talking about abiotic and biotic factors. So you watch the part about the freshwater biome, and you could talk about the ponds, streams, etc. But I talked to my like even first period and third period, and we kind of discussed what were some of the abiotic factors in that biome. Those are non-living parts, and they were telling me like rocks, sand, dirt. You can't say seaweed, you can't say grass because those are living. Plants are living. But you could say like sunlight, trash, because I guarantee there's trash in some of those places from people. Um, then if I were to ask you what are some of the living parts of the freshwater biome, living parts, you could tell me ducks, trout, grass, trees, etc. Those are living parts. So abiotic is non-living, biotic is living, okay?
Green trees. By keeping their needles all year round, they are able to make the most of the weaker sunlight. Farther south, the pine trees mix with broadleaf trees that drop their leaves when the weather turns cold. Forests grow where it is not too hot and not too cold, places with lots of nutrients and water available. As a result, a wide variety of plants and animals make forests their home. Moose, deer, bears, wolves, foxes, rabbits, and squirrels, as well as many, many kinds of birds and reptiles make their homes in forested biomes. Another type of biome is grassland and savanna. Grasslands are wide open land with low-growing plants like grass and flowers. There is not enough rain in a grassland to support tall trees, but too much water to be a desert. A savanna is very similar to a grassland, but it may also have scattered trees. Many different types of grasses grow on grasslands and savannas, and many large herbivores live there. Often, huge herds of grazing animals travel the grasslands together, seeking safety in numbers from the predators that hunt them. Although there are not many places for large animals to hide in the grass, there is plenty of cover for small animals like mice, snakes, rabbits, and birds. In hotter climates, we find the tropical rainforest. Rainforests are forests that get a lot of rain, and tropical rainforests are very humid and warm. Situated close to the equator, they stay warm year-round. Tropical rainforests have the greatest biodiversity, that is, the greatest number of plant and animal species, of any land biome in the world. Trees in the rainforest usually grow to at least 100 feet or 30 meters in height, and from the highest part of the canopy to the forest floor, Tropical rainforests are teeming with life. Some rainforest animals never touch the ground for their entire lives. Small animals like monkeys, birds, snakes, frogs, and lizards are common in the rainforest. Sloths, monkeys, bats, anteaters, jaguars, and thousands upon thousands of insects live there too. The rainforest is an important producer of oxygen for the world, as well as a home for about half of all the world's plant and animal species. Many new medicines have been found because of research on plants that grow there. Tropical rainforests are so large and dense that there are believed to be many unknown plants and animal species still to be discovered there. But rainforests are threatened with destruction as humans cut them down for wood and farmland. The last biome we will visit today is the desert. Deserts are dry. Some are hot and some are cold. But when most people think of deserts, they think of hot places. Deserts in warm places may get very hot during the day, but because they are so dry, they are not able to hold in the heat from the sun, and so they may drop to below freezing at night. Despite the harsh conditions, many plants and animals have learned how to survive in the desert. Cactus are a very famous kind of desert plant, but grasses, shrubs, and some kinds of small trees can grow there too. Many kinds of desert plants, not just cactus, have some kind of thorns or sharp spines to help protect them from hungry animals. Many types of reptiles live in the desert: snakes, lizards, and tortoises. Birds like owls and hawks, and mammals like camels, foxes, and desert hares have all discovered ways to survive and thrive in the desert too. I hope you enjoyed learning about biomes of the world today. Goodbye till next time.
Okay, so if you're sitting there maybe wondering what else you need to do for the project, nothing right now. You are done. So if there's any extra time in class, don't goof off. Please make sure you are completing your deck toy if needed. I'm going to put those grades in next week when you're in the library with Miss Sheffield talking about zoo books and everything. So that's going to be the next step on Monday. Going into Tuesday, we'll do your post-pi and the reflection for the previous unit on Unit 9. And then we'll start moving into your project on Wednesday. Today was just about setup and kind of getting a background on everything. Alrighty.